Welcome back to The Five. So on the 10th anniversary of 9/11, New York Times columnist Paul Krugman delivered the most odious piece of drivel ever on the attack. Well, at least since the last time he wrote about it. The headline is, quote, "The Years of Shame," end quote. And no, it's not directed at radical Islam. Instead, he targets America and its, quote, fake heroes. Krugman claims that the atrocity has been hijacked, a sick word given that he's not actually talking about the real hijackers who killed some 3,000 Americans. No, he's referring to people like George Bush and Rudy Giuliani, who he thinks capitalized on the horrible crimes. But the worst part, at the end of this column, the creep writes, "I'm not going to allow comments on this post for obvious reasons." That obvious reason? He's a coward. I mean, why else would you ban responses? He's like a 10-year-old boy crank-calling all of us, only to hang up before he hears a response, fearing his own shame for his own wickedness. Now, I watch the memorial services, and I feel sorrow for the families whose grief never really ends. But since I'm lousy at emotional reflection, usually I avoid it. But at least I can summarize what many feel today in 9 words. Go to hell, Paul Krugman, you bearded, bitter buffoon. Hey, Dana, there is something wrong with him. Can we pretty much agree?
Yeah, week after week, it gets a little bit more crazy. I mean, when he did the thing about, like, for a stimulus bill, we should have the alien invasion, if you all remember that.
Yeah.
I really think that the former Enron advisor, who is Paul Krugman, was actually making a cry for help, and he was stuffed in a locker for too long when he was in high school. And what he wrote, really, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of what he wrote. It was despicable. I actually don't know anybody who's defended it. Plus, it was really poorly written with a really dumb spelling error. So you have to wonder about the New York Times. Like, is anybody reading this?
Where are the editors?
No, that's a
How did
great
it get
point.
past the editors, and why did they allow something like that?
Well, it's on his blog, so maybe they don't bother to read it. But it seemed to me like something I would write right before I went to bed on Ambien. You know, where it's like a convoluted, weird mess.
No, we can't
so they're cool with whatever he says on his blog. I mean, can you imagine? I can't imagine that they're. By the way, Krugman, you're right. He's crying out for attention, and we're giving it to him. I think we should.
Well, the thing that I thought about it was, first of all, I wish I could cut off all comments directed at me, but I can't do that. Now. Yeah, but not only that, I mean, you just read the email. It's all they dump on me every day. Paul, if you don't have the guts to step up to it, get out of the way. I will say this. The only thing I will say is it was a terribly written piece. It was a horrible message. But the one point he did make, and I will repeat this, and not directed to my friend Dana, but the fact is that this did lead to us getting into a war in Iraq that was a mistake. It made Iran a regional power that it should not have been. We never should have been in war in Iraq. We went for the wrong reasons. But that is the only negative consequence of 9/11 as far as I can see.
Wait.
We could write about.
Are you making a commentary on 9/11 or Krugman's piece?
No. I said what Krugman said when he said in his piece that we went to a war in Iraq as a result of that.
You're agreeing with him.
I'm saying that the war in Iraq was wrong. It remains wrong, and it cost this country enormously.
Okay, I want to move on because
and it was based
so then
on,
that makes somebody a fake hero.
No. I did not. No, wait a minute. I don't make that connection at all. I did not make that connection. I'm just saying.
You're saying the war was wrong.
The war was wrong. I do not. I disassociate.
You disagree with what he said about President Bush?
Absolutely. The guy's
the guy's a coward if he
good
doesn't let people make comments on it. And Rumsfeld even tweeted that he's canceling his subscription. One of the last 3 people that still.
I didn't know Rumsfeld was on Twitter.
I'm going to practice.
Bob is now too.
I'm going to practice my new thing. It was because I was told to do this now. It was a dumb shite thing to do.
But also, if you don't want to take comments, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to turn it off. Like, he proactively provoked more commentary by saying, and I'm not going to take any comments, which is so stupid, because if they just would have taken the comments, then he doesn't have to respond to them.
Yeah, and also, he gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to take the heat for his own commentary.
Yeah.
And the fact that he crawls under a bed after he writes something is kind of
sad.
sad.
No, I think he crawled under his bed with his little internet so that he could see all the things that were being written about it.
Yeah.